How many times may a thing fail before the failing means something? I once counted. The answer, for me, was 99. The winter after the mountain pass, Iskar sent me to the Rune Forge, the old workshop of stone and timber where the Academy's patient magic was made. Not the grand magic, the useful kind, door runes that remember your name, lantern glass that will not crack in frost. My task was a hearth-blade. You will not have heard of them. The craft is nearly gone now. A hearth-blade is a plain iron blade with a warmth rune bound into the metal, hung above a family's fire. It does no violence. It holds the memory of warmth through the coldest nights, so that a house with a hearth-blade never fully goes cold. Not in winter, not in grief, not in the years when wood is scarce. Humble magic, the kind that matters most and impresses least. Forge the blade, Iskar told me. Cut the rune, bind the warmth. When it holds through a night, bring it to me. I had bound small runes before. I had by then crossed a dark cave and a frozen mountain. I remember thinking, and oh, be careful whenever you catch yourself thinking this. How hard can it be? The forge and I had a long winter ahead of us. The first blade I forged in a day and runned by candlelight, proud as a rooster. I cut the warmth rune deep, spoke the binding, and the carved lines caught. They glowed like a sunrise in the iron. And I had one whole breath of triumph before the light guttered, faded from the rune's edges inward, and died. A thread of smoke rose from the carving. The iron went gray. The forge crackled on behind me as if nothing had happened because nothing had. So I began again. Too deep a cut, I decided. The second blade I runned shallow. It died faster. The third I quenched early, dead. The fourth, late, dead. I changed the iron, I changed the fire, I changed the hour of the binding, the angle of the chisel, the rhythm of the words. Blade after blade took the light for a breath, that one cruel, beautiful breath, every single time, and let it go. I stood them against the wall as they failed. I do not know when the standing became a counting, but there came an evening when I looked at the corner of that forge and saw not blades, but a crowd. Rows of them, a rack full, a drift of dead iron against the stone like snow against a fence. Every one with the same dark rune near the hilt. Every one a night of my winter. The other apprentices had stopped asking how it was going. Somewhere past the 50th, I stopped telling the fire my plans in the morning. Somewhere past the 70th, I stopped believing them myself. I kept working the way a man walks in a blizzard, not toward anything anymore, just because stopping felt like dying. The 99th blade died at dusk on a day I remember for its particular silence. I did not stand it against the wall with the others. I sat down among them instead on the forge floor with the dead thing across my knees. And I will tell you honestly what I was thinking, because you have thought it too about something of yours. 99 failures is not a lesson. It is a verdict. I had decided I would carry the blade to Iskar in the morning and give the task back. Some men are not made for the patient magic. He arrived before the morning did. He did that. Arrived exactly when a decision was still soft enough to be reshaped. I never learned how he knew. He came into my forge with snow on his shoulders, cleared a corner of the work table without one word about the 99 witnesses standing against the wall, and laid the dead blade between us like a supper we were going to share. Then the old man folded his hands and asked me his question. Not, "Why have you failed?" Not, "What is wrong with you?" He asked, "What did the 9th failure teach you that the first did not?" I opened my mouth to say nothing and could not say it because it was not true. The 9th had taught me the iron speaks when the quench is early. I knew that. The 20th had taught me a rune cut at dawn holds longer than one cut at midnight. The 40th, that my own breath, timed to the binding words, steadied the glow. The 70th, the 60th, the 85th. Sitting in the wreck of my winter, being asked the right question for the first time, I discovered a thing that has fed me all my life since. I was not the same smith who forged the first blade. 99 teachers had seen to that. I had simply never once stopped to hear what they had taught. Iskar left before I answered fully. That was deliberate too. The answer was not for him. I did not sleep. I sat with my failures like a student before a faculty, and one by one I asked each blade the old man's question, "What did you teach me? And you? And you?" By first light I had, written in forged charcoal on the stone of the wall, everything my winter had been trying to tell me. The iron, the hour, the depth, the quench, the breath. 99 corrections. One craft, the 100th blade I forged slowly, the way you speak to someone you finally respect. Right iron, right fire. The rune cut at dawn, at the depth the 20th blade had died to teach me. The binding spoken with the breath the 40th had shown me. The quench at the moment the 9th had bled into my memory forever. The carved lines caught that same sunrise in the iron, and I stood there with my heart refusing to hope, watching for the gutter, waiting for the fade from the edges inward that I had seen 99 times. It did not fade. The glow settled instead, settled the way a hearth settles for the night, even and calm and certain, every stroke of the rune holding its gold from edge to edge. I watched it for an hour, then for another. The forge went dark around it, and the blade lay on my table quietly warm, like a promise with a pulse. It held through the night. It held through 60 years of nights. The family that hung it above their fire were grandparents twice before its warmth first flickered, and their children knew my name for one reason only. I was the smith who failed 99 times. When I brought Iskar the 100th blade, he did not congratulate me. He held it a moment, felt its steady warmth, and gave me back the winter in one sentence. The 4th law he ever taught me, and the kindest. You have not made 9 mistakes. You have made 9 teachers. Now you. Somewhere behind you stands your own wall of blades. Everyone has one. The attempts that died, the starts that guttered, the versions of the thing, the craft, the business, the mending of a life that caught light for one beautiful breath and went dark. You have been counting them as verdicts. I know because I did. Every dead blade against the wall whispers the same lie. This is evidence of what you are. It is not evidence. It is faculty. Each one of those failures is a teacher standing in the corner of your forge, patient as iron, holding one correction it died to give you. And most people never once turn around and ask for it. They see the crowd and quit, one blade before the blade that holds. So tonight, do the thing I did on that forge floor. Take your most recent failure, the freshest one, the one that still stings, and ask it the old man's question. Not why did this happen to me? Ask, what did you teach me that the one before did not? Write the answer down, charcoal on stone if you like. Then forge the next blade with the correction in it. The warmth that finally holds is not made of talent. I have watched 60 years of nights prove it. It is made of every failure you had the patience to listen to. The fire burns low now. That is not an ending, only the hour between lessons. Take what was said tonight and put it somewhere you will find it again. And if you would sit with us next time, subscribe and pull up a chair.